and you've all joined. We have a unique opportunity, everyone here, to make MLM on the blockchain one of the biggest businesses in the world. And you're all on it now. And I'll stop there. But I'm front and center, and I'm really backing Greg and the team and backing you. So thank you all.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. I like it. I like it when you said we've cracked the code. So for me, when you crack the code, we've got something special. We know how special this is. And for folks who don't know, George, myself, and Sergey Chankuma, we were over in South Africa, and we spent a week over there with the team that you can see on this call. We were blown away with what they showed us. They showed us so much about the vision of the future, where this was going to go. Obviously, we got to meet and wine and dine with these great people, so we got to know the people behind it as well, which is one of the things that I hope comes through on this call. Is it's not just the caliber of the people at the corporate and within the overall project. It's the drive, the passion for them that they have for this project. So that really does come across. As you can see, we've cracked the code. And I generally do think that has been the case. And I know we've got some other people on the call. We have Nick and Mike as well. It'd be great to, if you could also let people know your backgrounds and really what's your involvements within the project as well. So everyone's got different roles, which we understand. So maybe Nick, if you could go first, and then Mike, if you could cover what you see in the project, what's your roles in the project, so that'd be great.
Thanks, Alan. I'm obviously the enthusiastic one. I'm the CMO, so I'm always the passionate guy. For me, this is also a culmination of my life's work with regards to coming from an advertising and a brand background, having started and really run some of the biggest media and advertising agencies in the country, also within Africa. Greg brought me on, our visionary CEO, and obviously having spent a lot of time with Rob now, it's really been an incredible journey. And the stars are aligned at the moment, and it's been just such a fantastic project. This has been the last 5 years in the making, and I can't wait for the rest of the Zoom to take. Oh, there, I missed you. Sorry, I disappeared there for a moment. And certainly in terms of where we're going from a brand perspective, what is exciting me? This is one of the first times in history that we're able to merge what essentially is the biggest industry in the world in terms of entertainment and gaming within the network space. So we're very, very excited about that. And as you can see, I'm passionate all the time. This roadmap is looking so strong in terms of how comprehensive it is, how we've thought about all the minutiae details in terms of the planning and the understanding of where we're going. But, enough about that. And, my colleague here, Mike, our CTO, he's been in the background, tirelessly working behind the scenes, making this a reality along with the rest of the team. And I'm just going to hand over to him so that he can just give you a little bit of an update in terms of where he's coming from and why are we here and why we're all in on this project.
Thanks, Nick, Alan. Yeah, Mike, everyone, CTO on the Star Horizon and STARVARA team. My background is really, to sum it up in a nutshell, is all about commercialization of software. I've got a strong e-commerce background, having taken enterprise systems globally. And what really, very, very excited around what we can do from a game perspective. And it's one of the most exciting projects that we've seen globally, in the fact that your product and your marketing distribution layer are so closely intertwined, which really, really, really is exciting. Alan, your reference to the product demo that you got to see, the fact that people that are going to be representing and selling this business are actually able to immerse themselves in the same world that the end users and consumers get to, is something that's really special and unique, and very, very exciting to be part of. I'm lucky enough to have worked with Nick for many years on many great brands, and very much in the same boat as Rob when it comes to my perspective, saying that this is one of the biggest, well, it is the biggest opportunity I've ever seen in the space. So very excited to be here.
That's great. Appreciate that, Mike. I know obviously folks as well, this project's rolling out April, and they brought Star Horizon forward because of the excitement that's happening around the world to get this moving very quickly. So appreciate your timelines did evolve, quite dramatically, really, from your side. And so I know, especially with the holiday season, the work and the hours you guys have been putting in, literally, around the clock. I think you could have done with a 36-hour day instead of 24. So we do appreciate, everything that you've been doing to bring it to this point, which is fantastic. But it would be great for us as well to find out if you've got any other technical updates that you could give us, any functionality updates that you've got planned in the roadmap. So if there's what's coming out, I know there's different phases of the program. So if you could cover some of that for people, that would be great.
Sure, guys. We've obviously been working throughout the season now hard on the updates to the system. Just a caveat here, we did push the launch back a few months. We were always planned to go live in early February, but after Alan and George were down in South Africa, immersed in this world, they were, guys, you've got to get this up and running right now. So we pushed our timelines forward. We've been working around the clock. I would like to reiterate, this is a pre-launch, which is leading up to our open launch roadshow, which will start in March, and it will go right through until April. That's when we're going to be launching the Star Horizon Open Network World. And that's really the transformation of what you see today as this pre-onboarding backend system, and allowing our affiliates and networks and communities to onboard themselves into this network world. But more to come on that exciting launch. Officially, we'll be coming out with the details on this.
You just pause there, Greg.
Yeah, we lost Greg for a second, and it's probably due to a unique South African thing called load shedding, where our government has managed to remove electricity for a few hours a day. But Greg will come back as his generator kicks in, which mine has already.
We experienced that a few times whilst we're there. So George, obviously we got the opportunity to see, the sneak peek of that immersive experience that they talked about, where we actually did it with the VR glasses on. And I must admit, folks, I'd never experienced anything like that, where you're literally there looking up and you can see all these planets and spaceships, and you can see, the whole thing that we had got exposed to. It was phenomenal. What were your thoughts on it, George? Obviously, you experienced it like myself. I was blown away with this product, which is what I love about the strength of this company. The product behind it is absolutely phenomenal. So George, if you could just give some of your thoughts on it.
Well, that was incredible. When we put our glasses on, I was walking around with the glasses. It was you feel literally inside. They call it the game. I call it the other world where we've been there, because it was amazing. You can feel and touch where you was walking, what you were seeing. I was surprised, and I'm not a gamer, but that was so impressive what we've seen there. And I just see also the perspective, not just for a gaming perspective, but also what we can do for other people without the game, but also that environment and the technology. I see Greg is here back. Let's give him back the microphone.
Yeah,
Here's the important one.
Guys. Yeah, the electricity downed out there for a second. So as I was saying, we've made some great progress with the initial back office system. We've updated the payment process. So we've simplified the onboarding, which we've been getting some really good feedback on that. And then all the other features and activations in the system are going to be rolling out over the next 2 weeks. What I would like to state on this call is around payouts. Payouts will officially start, and that's the main focus of what we're doing here, is addressing all the problems of old.
Looks like the electricity's dropped again there with Greg. So yeah, obviously he's talking about the payouts there. So obviously that's a key thing for a lot of people. Also.
Absolutely, Alan. I think this is the key crux of this. I mean, this is why this is so important. I think this is why everyone's so excited. The process that we've built, and let's just rather wait till Greg just comes back, because I know what he wants to say. I mean, it's a big moment. It's a big moment in networking tonight in terms of how the payments are structured. Greg, you're back. Greg, you're back now. So we were talking about the payments. I think it's imperative that, in terms of how this is going to happen, and you were going to share with us why we're so excited in terms of what we're able to offer the networkers.
Sure.
So Greg, if you can continue where you were, Nick, just kind of give us some insight.
Sorry, guys, we're having power issues here. It's going on and off. Yeah, so on the 16th, we go live with our instant payout system. As I've said before, and that will be the date. So payouts will start on the 16th.
That's basically start on the 16th, and then obviously the way it's working, there will be like obviously daily payments moving from there onwards.
Yeah, we do batch cycles every 24 hours. So every 24 hours we make payments, and that is our daily payout system. That's
awesome. And again, you know, in our profession, you know, to get that is like, say, you have cracked the code. There's another part of that code that you've cracked. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's all around having you know, effective treasury management in the system, making sure that there's no volatility, and you know, honoring what we're saying, and that is instant payouts. And this is one of the biggest problems with systems around the world, specifically when it comes to affiliate and network marketing. And going back to Rob's point, that's how we're going to crack the code, and we're going to keep evolving. We're going to keep innovating. The system that is going live in the open world, there's a lot of elements of it that are going to be completely decentralized. So our whole mission and our whole focus is about giving power to the people, complete decentralization, disintermediation, and running our business with the right controls.
Got you. I mean, obviously, the great thing that you say about the evolution of things, that's, you know, how it's going to roll out. So obviously, we're just at the start of 2023 at the time of this recording. Obviously, people may watch it at a further advanced state. So what were you due to expect to receive? What's coming out in 2023? Is there anything that you can give us that you can? I know you talked about the launch in April, but is there any nuggets you can give us? What the company deliverables and the plan and roadmap for this year? Because I know we've had some calls, and I know
I don't like to give away too much right now. On the 16th, we're going to be unveiling a lot of exciting promotions and timelines. So we actually planning a full update presentation on the 16th for the 12-month roadmap. And I know you guys have been waiting for this. So we've been holding back, but obviously with this pre-promotional phase, the early stage onboarding customers, just to make sure that the system is smooth. On the 16th, we'll be unveiling our master plan, which I know the network is going to be very excited about. But I'm going to let Nick talk to some of the exciting opportunities we have for the next 12 months, specifically around, and I think Nick needs to reiterate a lot of what he's been presenting around what the crux of Star Horizon is, what we're actually making available here through the STARVARA universe, which is your massive multiplayer online game, but what this open world means in the context of the industry and the potential opportunities for earnings.
Thanks, Greg. So, I mean, you know, obviously, without getting anyone too excited, if you just had to Google this and you don't want to hear what I have to say, just go on to Yahoo Finance at the moment and just Google how big gaming skins has just become a $50 billion industry. Let that sink in for 1 second. So, you know, what is the opportunity? Guys, it's a $50 billion skin industry. What does that mean? If you're not a gamer, for the first time ever in the history of gamers, we're giving networkers through Star Horizon exclusive rights to be able to sell cosmetics and items that gamers are spending hours and hours creating. In terms of the time that they're investing within the game world STARVARA, we're giving you the access to be able to buy and sell and trade those particular items. So if we look in terms of what the unique opportunity is in terms of the roadmap for the 12 months, we're backing this in terms of our brand commitment, from where we're able to provide you with all the resources in order for you to be able to network and sell and create your downline. What does that mean? It means brand CI guys. It means dropping the information pertaining to presentation decks, the compensation plan. So where you're seeing the light onboarding at the moment from your phone, Alan and the rest of the team can attest to where we're going in terms of the exciting new expansive open world that's going to be made available for networkers for the first time. You guys are going to be able to not necessarily have these Zoom calls. We're going to be having them within this open world network layer. So that's going to be one of the big exciting things. Certainly going forward, it's around extending your earning ability from the initial access packs. So without giving the game away, it's around giving you the tools and also the ability to be able to earn what essentially is where the gaming community is going at the moment, into the cosmetic space. Most of the big games, and I'm sure maybe if you have some kids at home at 16, 18-year-olds, they've been playing the likes of Roblox, they've been playing the likes of Fortnite. The gaming industry is moving into a cosmetic space. Overwatch and some of these other incredible games that are leading the foray at the moment, they're doing $1 billion in 10 days, guys. And this is all on the back of cosmetic sales. So what are we selling? We're giving you, the networkers, the opportunity to be able to participate in the gaming economy. And that's a world first, guys. And that's where, you know, gamers that spend time within these game economies are spending time creating the very resources that us as networkers are going to be able to have access through our open marketplace exchanges. We're going to be able to exchange those items. So if we just step back for 1 second, pre-onboarding phase at the moment, there are 3 packs that we're selling. There is a starter pack, $100, $400, $1,000. We've packed that with value, not only in terms of an incredible Vara token voucher that will be accessible to you in the weeks and months to come. And then further to that, with loot boxes, which are basically lucky packets, if you've ever played any of the other card-based games, strategy-based games, giving you ability to earn cosmetics, whether it's the shirt, whether it is a custom helmet that actually the gamers are building up time to create. And you're able to sell these back on an open exchange. So, Alan, cannot tell you, very excited. Further, just one moment, if I may. The brand engagement and the partnerships that we're going to be forming. Rob's dying to get involved in terms of the brands that we're talking to. And it's not about how Meta have done it and Decentralized have done it, and it's a retail store. That doesn't work. It's more in terms of how we're able to offer various items on this incredible rarity scale that Dom, Win, and the rest of the development team over the last 3 to 5 years have developed in terms of how we're going to be able to bring brand partnerships into this that have meaning, that have value to networkers. So that's really it. Don't want to give the game away. You know, Greg and the guys are going to be able to announce these incredible new opportunities from the 16th. But, you know, that's just me being passionate and excited about what's coming. The roadmap is very, very comprehensive. It's very structured. It's very well thought out. And yeah, as we've been saying, it's a culmination of all of us on this call's life work. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Nick. I think as well, with this being really a first to market product, you know, you talked before on other presentations about this has never been done before, what you guys have created. You know, so it's exciting, you know, when you've got something that's new, that's cutting edge, like, you know, the open networking world that we're going to have, you know, when that rolls out. So again, because it's kind of unique, could you kind of let people know why STARVARA and why Star Horizon is so special and why it's so unique? Basically, what does it mean to you in terms of the uniqueness moving forward? What sets it apart from anything else that's in the market?
I think we've got a number of very key USPs behind this game in terms of innovation. One would be accessibility. This game being able to scale to millions of customers in a low latency online environment, which a lot of the big MMOs and you know, metaverse players now in the world are, you know, struggling to do. It's difficult to scale these businesses from a server perspective. And we've got some truly innovative technology on the back end that facilitates that growth. Another USP behind this is that we're not just doubling down on Web3, although we have this decentralized layer, which is paramount to our system and how it interacts. We are also including the traditional gaming market, which is Web2, access to the 2.7 billion gamers, where we have a fiat onboarding system through our bond process, which allows us to access traditional gaming market through ubiquitous access. So not launching on platforms like Nintendo, Xbox, Steam. So all the major platforms that allow us to onboard traditional Web2 customers. And then we bring in this really creative Web3 layer that's going to drive value in that token economy. So that would be another USP. And then the back end system that Dom and the team have built over 2.5 years with exceptional game design. You know, I'm sad that Dom can't be on this call, but really the system that they've built is truly innovative, and it's something that's going to attract you know, that critical mass of gamers into our product.
Thank you for that, Greg. Appreciate that. Rob, if I may ask you a few questions. It's great to see you on this call today, and the time's gone so quick since we were with you just really a few short weeks ago. In terms of STARVARA and Star Horizon, what does it mean to you? And also, why do you think it's going to disrupt the industry? Because I know we had some conversations, so it'd be great for people to understand why this is going to be a disruptor, you know, in the profession. So
STARVARA first. I've never used a game console. I've never had an avatar, and I've never been existing in the digital world. But I watched the movie Ready Player One at George's recommendation, and I see the future. I see the future. There's our world we live in as an analog animal, living and breathing, and there's a digital world parallel where you can be what you want to be and achieve things that you can't achieve in this current world. It's an extraordinary thing that's been built. And I probably shouldn't say any more about STARVARA, but the real reason that I get it is because my children, I have 4 of them, 26, 23, 11, and 8, are all playing these games, and they've taken me into their worlds, and I get what we've got on the STARVARA point of view. It's mind-boggling. I'm quite excited to have an avatar and actually learn how to use a console. But on Star Horizon, you know, my background has been in finance, but sales and marketing. And I've always believed that the referral network, the multi-level marketing, is the purest way of building a business, but hasn't been achieved correctly in the analog world and even the digital world, because there wasn't blockchain. But with blockchain, it is cracking the code. This is the way to do it. It's going to be absolutely enormous. It's irrefutable, unhackable, irreversible, transparent. This is a very, very powerful engine that's been built, and you're right at the beginning. And when you look at these games that are, you know, 20 years later, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, and Roblox and the others are being played, it's a lifetime experience for people. And you're here on day one of a massive lifetime experience, maybe even the biggest one that's ever been built. And this Star Horizon side of it, no one else has. It's something to be believed. And that's why I'm in Boots It All as an investor, my name on the front as chairman, and as a partner to all of you. So I'm very, very excited. I mean, I'm going to learn a hell of a lot being with you guys.
Yeah, it's a journey we're all going to take together, which is great.
Yeah.
What I like about what you're saying, and I think everyone gets, you know, coming across on this presentation, is it's a long-term plan. It's a long-term project. This is a product company with an amazing, outstanding product, which has decided to roll out with a networking layer, because they get the power of the profession. It's one of the best professions in the world when done correctly. And that's one of the things that I like about you all, the way you're pulling this together, is, like you mentioned earlier on, Rob, about being compliant. It's global, where people can basically build, you know, a global business from the comfort of their home. We've got internet connection using the phone anywhere around the world. It is phenomenal, because that also adds to people's lives. You know, gives them an additional opportunity to generate additional income for the family as well.
And Alan, the other thing is, you know, multi-level marketing has had its successful companies and its dodgy, bad companies. And as a result, the press is mixed. We have a real opportunity now to build something that is compliant worldwide, above board, and works, and have the press follow the narrative and say, these guys have, and I'm going to use these 3 words one more time, cracked the code. we're also going to make sure that very important bodies around the world endorse what we're doing. So it's 100% above board, 100% compliant, and 100% correct. So we will all be very proud to say we were founders on day one of Star Horizon.
Star Horizon. You mentioned the press there, Rob. I take it then there's obviously strategic media things in place with interviews and rollouts, and like you mentioned before, Greg, about showcasing like the actual STARVARA.
I think I'd like to say that there's no hiding in the shadows here. We believe in the model that we built. We believe in the team that we have, the executive management team, from a compliance perspective, from a structural perspective. Having the likes of Rob Hersov put his name behind it is a testament in itself. And it's our focus to drive a really solid, clean business. And that's what drives us. As you said before, I come from a product side. I've never been in network marketing. I've always been focused on product. But again, if done correctly, we have something that can crack the code here. It really can. And I'm very proud to be a part of it, and also put my name and energy behind it.
It's a great fusion, and I think as well the time right now for this project is just perfect, because things that are happening around the world in the global economies, like Nick was saying before about how the size of the market for the skins has grown probably year on year, and it's going to continue. It's not something that's going to stop. When you've created this where effectively you can continue adding to the actual open world and bringing in more systems, more galaxies, more planets that can do different things. So it's not just an immersive project. What you can do within it, it's limitless, in terms of where you can take it. And I know you will have a long-term roadmap for this. So I know what's going to launch, say, in April. It will look completely different in terms of what's available.
All I can say to that point, Alan, and is that I'm still holding back here. STARVARA is only the first step. We have many steps in this roadmap, and how this product's going to evolve in the future that we're going to announce, and that's going to be coming shortly. So it's very exciting, but I can say categorically that STARVARA is only the beginning.
Good. That sounds good. And I know you mentioned the 16th a few times. Well, so you're only 10 days away from the time of this call, so that's going to go real quick. We know how fast time flies. So in terms of the media and the press, and I think it's fantastic how you're getting that narrative tied down at the start. So there isn't issues in the future. That's really powerful. So when will people start to see maybe the media, the interviews, obviously the press releases? Now, obviously, you might not be able to tell us exactly times and what's happening and who with at this stage, and it's probably part of your roadmap to roll out maybe from the 16th. But how soon are we looking at this? Are we talking weeks or months?
Definitely weeks. I think our focus now is we're in a pre-onboarding beta state, is to make sure that the system is solid. And we're working hard to make sure that all our initial leaders that have onboarded are happy. And when we go officially live on the 16th, we're going to be aggressively focusing on our media strategy, getting out in front of this, not just on a local side, which, I'm based out in Cape Town, South Africa, but this is an international pursuit for us. So it's going to be one of our main drives.
Brilliant.
And just to add to that, Alan, just to say there from that perspective, coming from a brand and an advertising background, these are relationships that we have at a global scale. It is not so much in terms of just obviously promoting and getting ahead of the narrative, but we're supporting you in terms of the network with the collateral that will allow for you to be able to spread that word further. So, it's yes, getting ahead of the media, yes, looking at it from an advertising perspective, but the way that we've been building the collateral and the supporting documentation in terms of STARVARA, the brand, from a brand perspective, an advertising point of view, you can well imagine how we're going to tackle this with the depth of talent that we have in our business.
Absolutely, because I know, talking of depth of talent, when we went to the offices, we saw how busy it was on every floor that you've got in that building. It's literally a crazy time for us to see such high caliber people, that you've got within your overall team. which was phenomenal. Not that you've got the depth of team within the network as well. So many top leaders around the world have already aligned with this project and so excited, about what's literally happening, not just now, but we know once this starts to get spread around the world, which it is very, very quickly, the momentum that's going to happen is Scanner is becoming record breaking. I generally believe that because of the caliber of the people that's in this project right now. And like you say, it's day one. It's literally so much more to come, ahead of us. And George, whilst you're on it as well, it'd be great to get your thoughts in terms from the networking side and the way you see this kind of moving.
I think that we now have the opportunity to learn from our past, and we know all where we came from, the things how it does. And I think we can repeat the words what Mr. Rob said. We have cracked the code. They have cracked the code. They have done the work. We have done a great job when we were in Africa, building up the whole compensation plan together with Nick and bring all our thoughts in that plan. And the people I see are onboarding here, and I think this is the future. I don't think it. I know this is the future. This is where we're going now, and we can bring it all together with the whole gaming and the whole system. Star Horizon gonna be a big, big name.
Absolutely, it's an absolute game changer, so to say.
Literally,
absolute game changer. And I know there's so many people really. The phones are going, all day long. So excited about what's happening. Positioned, perfectly, for what's going to happen throughout the whole of 2023. And it'd be quite interesting when we do a similar call like this at the start of 2024, where we've got this year that's coming ahead behind us at that stage, and it's and everyone will be like, wow, what's just happened? And those people who are on this call today, as guests, one thing I'd say to you is don't miss it. Get yourself the information you need to take a decision if this is for you or not. Let's get the correct information for you. This is happening with or without anyone. The reality, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen quicker than most people have ever seen it will happen, because the project is so strong, the people behind it are so strong, the product is so strong, and again, the timing is great for us all. And also, if you have already taken a position within Star Horizon, you've got your digital assets, and for those people on the early adopter stage, there's a benefit of the extra free Vara token, which you get in the form of a voucher, which will be airdropped, further down the line when it's all live. I'd say to those people on that call, don't waste this opportunity. So if you're not in, don't miss it, and if you're in, don't waste it. Treat it with the respect this project deserves. Because it's going to be a huge project that we can look back on in years to come and go, wow, we were in at such an early day. There'll be people literally coming on board, in 2026 saying, wow, I wish I was one of those guys who got on board at the start of 2023. Well, we're there now, so we've got to make sure we don't waste this opportunity. But obviously respect everyone's time. Everyone's really busy, but I would be grateful maybe if we could have some closing comments off you, Rob, Greg, Nick, just a call, for the call to a close. Anything you want to say? Any nuggets you can give us as well? I know you're trying to keep a few things back for the 16. Is there any little gems that you can give us today?
Yeah, guys, everything's going to be disclosed in terms of the roadmap, and I think that's really important here, is to understand, all the inflection points with this business now over the next 12 months, as it relates to the token economy, as it relates to the game launching in phases, as it relates to the open world launch, which is coming soon, which is very exciting. So we've got something very, very tangible in this product that we're going to be launching right away. So you can touch, you can feel, you can engage in the system that we've been building out for the last 2.5 years. And that's the beginning, but we will be announcing this in detail, specifically around the timelines and events that will be happening over the next 12 months, and that will be on the 16th. It's a very exciting time. Again, I've been involved in this business for a long time. This is the culmination of, I would say, my life's work. I've been through the learnings. I've had the failed businesses. I understand this industry. I have the relationships. I know where the opportunities are. And when I met Dom and his team, Rob and I, this was a business that was formed. The genesis of this company was in the US market. It was built in the US market. Dom and his team had brought 5 titles to successful release, and just the system that they built here is it's something that I've never seen before. And that's why I'm so excited about it. Everyone in the office, we've got 40 heads strong in the Cape Town office. We all get there excited every day. The culture is so strong. Everyone's just happy to be there and happy to be a part of it. Not just from a gaming perspective, just what this technology means in the future and how this STARVARA system will evolve. We are creating a digital frontier here. And that's the kind of nugget that I'm going to drop there, Alan, without saying too much. We're very, very excited, and I'm happy to have all the initial guys that have onboarded so far. Thank you for your support. We are really taking this to the stars. So thank you.
Thanks, Greg. And Rob, any closing comments from you, sir?
Yeah. Today, one of my sons said to me, "But Dad, how can you compete with all these massive Activisions and all these companies like Facebook and Meta?" And I said, "Remember Kodak? No one really remembers that company. IBM, bye-bye. The big companies just don't have what we have. We are going to be a unicorn business in the next few years. This I know. And not just on the STARVARA side, where I wake up in the middle of the night thinking, I've got some great ideas for this. It's incredible how creative you can be with this. But on the Star Horizon side, nobody else has this. And when the rest of the world wakes up and realizes what a powerful code that has been cracked, that we've created, wait and see. They'll be running at Star Horizon to try and distribute their ideas and digital products. This will be a unicorn. And we will not hide in the shadows, as Greg said. We'll be very proud to announce we're part of it and we were founders.
Brilliant. That's like say front house, everybody. That's one of the things that I love about it. You're on these webinars, on these calls, and I appreciate, you're such busy people, but it's powerful, where this project's going to go. Nick, some closing comments from you, sir?
Closing comments. I just want to say to Rob and Greg as my mentor now. Both of them I see as my mentors. I just wanted to say one thing. I'm going to leave you with the statement that Rob said to me on a WhatsApp message, if I may. He just said, Star Horizon, a global breakthrough of gamification of sales, combining the first fully compliant blockchain-based MLM network. And I just want to leave you guys with that, because I just think that there's one of the most powerful statements ever that I've received. And I'm very grateful for the two of these gentlemen here to bring me on board on this journey, and passionate about what we're up to do. So thank you very much for your time. Yeah.
Thank you, Nick. And George, again, some closing comments from you, sir.
I don't want to interrupt this beautiful words what these gentlemen have said, so let it be here. For the people that just joined here, go back to the people that have invited you, to the person to this call, and any question you still have, he can answer it. Otherwise, they come to us and you will be. I'm looking forward to the future. The future is bright. See you.
Thank you, George. So, folks, if you're like me, you're counting. Some people